Hello everyone, I am Hope, better known as Hope.M, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So in today's video, I am going to be giving you a few study techniques that you can use. The reason why I'm giving you these study techniques is that a lot of people do not know which type of a student they are. You do not know which study technique works better for you. So my advice would be to try all of these study techniques on each day. If you have 2 study sessions, you can try the first study technique in the morning, the second one at night, so on and so on and so on, until you end up trying all of them. And then afterwards, you will decide which one works best for you. You will get to know yourself even more and choose a study technique that is going to help you improve those grades. So the first study technique is active recall. When it comes to this one, this is where people actually summarize their key points. This is where people use flashcards. This is where people use quizzes and so on. Some people like to use a whiteboard while doing the active recall method, or they use the one-page method, where when you use your board, you write down what you were studying, or you put down the key points of what you were studying. The one-page method is when you take a page out of your book and then you divide the page into half. Normally, I draw a line between the page and then I read whatever that I'm reading, right? And then to make sure that I remember what I'm reading, I go on my paper and I start writing each and everything that I have read. I will write it as many times as possible to make sure that I really know this. This is not like cramming, because while writing here, when you get stuck, in most cases, you don't go back to your book. You continue writing until you are done. And then when you are done, you will take your paper and compare it to what you were writing. This is what we call active recall, but in different ways, like using a study board, using the one-page method, and so on. Study technique number 2 is chunking. I'm sure you're asking yourself, what is to chunk? This is when you break down big information or complex information into smaller parts. You know, when you're just studying a textbook, it has a lot of things written all over and whatnot. So what you are going to do is break down those things. You break it down. You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. I'm joking. But yeah, you break down whatever that you're writing in a way that you are going to understand. You're going to break down and start with the simplest thing, and then you start with the hardest thing, and then later you do the most hardest thing. So that is chunking, where you just break down all of those things into concepts, diagrams, framework, calculations, what, you know. And then study technique number 3 is to use mind maps. This is like visualizing relationships of concepts but using diagrams. This is basically when you draw a mind map and then you start to jot down what you were studying in a way that you'll understand. It's like doing summaries as well, or using flow charts as well. You put all of the concept that you are studying, but in a simple way. You use mind maps. Some people like to draw on those mind maps. You draw so that you can understand what you are studying. You draw so that you can understand what you are reading. The 4th technique is the self-question. Here is when you are busy studying, you set questions for yourself. Set questions for yourself based on what you were studying. For instance, right now you were studying the 4 types of risks in insurance, and then you will ask yourself that same question, the 4 types of risks in insurance, but you'll write it down as if you are writing a question paper. You'll be like, question number 1, this and this and this and this and this. and then you'll answer it. Not on that time. When you are done studying, you will answer those questions as though you are answering a question paper. Afterwards, you will answer a question paper as well. When you are done, mark your work. And if you can see that whatever you have written is wrong, do not try to give yourself a mark even though you know that you are wrong, because the main idea of this study technique is for you to learn and grasp what you are learning. But the moment you start giving yourself a mark even though you know that you are wrong, you won't gain any knowledge. So that is wrong. So another study technique is technique number 5, which is FMan Technique. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct. There is no master of pronunciation, so if I am wrong, I am sorry. Here is basically when you teach someone what you were studying. This study technique works for most people. You don't talk to yourself and be like, what was I reading? When the what does this? No, you literally tell someone what you were learning. You literally teach someone else. Some people are able to grasp the concept by doing that. So if you feel like it's going to work for you, use it as well. Don't say this won't work for me without even trying. The reason why I'm making this video is because I want you to try all of these study techniques, and then you will choose which one works best for you. And I feel like when you are busy teaching someone, it'll make you realize that, okay, I know this, I don't know that, I know this, I know that. Number 6 is Pomodoro Technique. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct as well. This is where you study for 25 minutes and take a 5 minutes break. Strictly 5 minutes break. You do not extend that 5 minutes break. For instance, you study for 25 minutes, and then after grasping that information, you take a 5 minutes walk. You just leave your room and walk to the gate and come back. After 5 minutes, you get straight into studying. And let me tell you, when you give yourself that 5 minutes break, please don't eat. Because you know that when you eat, you will want to sleep. Please. And you're lying to yourself when you say that when you're done eating, hey, you'll study, you'll have the energy to study. You'll first feel lazy. You'll first feel like you wanna sleep. Only the strongest people know how to avoid sleeping after eating. Because what? But yeah, basically what happens here is that you study for 25 minutes and then take a 5 minutes break. If you want, you can study for 55 minutes and take a 5 minutes break. It depends on what you want. And then I don't know what this one is called, but there are people that can study for long study sessions, for literally 5 hours straight. There are people who can do that without even taking breaks. Try that one out as well. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You will choose which one works for you. Study technique number 7 is the SQ3R study technique. Firstly, S stands for survey. Q stands for question. The 3R is 3 R's, which stands for read. You read the work. Recite. You recite. And then you review. You look at what you were busy doing and make sure that you understand. You read, okay? You recite. You literally say what you are reading, or you recite as in make sure that you know what you're reading, and then you review. You look at the work that you were busy doing. This way you will grasp whatever that you're doing very fast. It's just like the 1-page method. Very simple, or the active recall. Very simple and fast. So yes, those are the 8 or 7 study techniques that you are supposed to try out to discover which one works for you. If you found this video useful, please leave a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that the next time when I drop a video, you will be the first one to be informed. If you don't mind, leave a comment down below and tell me which study technique works better for you. And if you have another study technique suggestion, please drop it down below for other people to research about it and find out about it. Without wasting any more of your time, this is the end of the video. Peace. Bye.